Everybody, this is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living. I'm not a registered or licensed financial advisor, planner, or broker, so nothing on this channel should be taken as a recommendation to buy or sell. I also trade all of these things, so I probably have a vested interest in there. But there's plenty of entertainment value and lots of education, so this will be awesome. For those of you who didn't know, my subscription channel is live. So look at the link in the description over at cryptoinfluencers.com, and you can see how I make all of my trades and what I do and what I think about everything. This channel is for more hypothetical and looking at trends, and the other one is for actual trading, so you might be interested in that. All right, happy Friday, everybody. We're just about there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're at almost 2 o'clock, so the S&P is just about wrapping up for the week. Pretty interesting week. Very volatile, very wild. We've got plenty to talk about today. Bitcoin's doing some interesting things. Let's start off here, though. Let's go back and talk about our winner as soon as I get to the right place. Okay, so yesterday's entrants were all of these, and our winner was Gravitronics, so congratulations. Your $25 is already in your Ethereum account. So if you ever want to join the thing, it'd be a good idea to say hi in the general chat, and make sure you put your address in here. We just want to improve the interactions and get things hopping around here. Make sure you also subscribe to the free channel. It's free. So we have 298 people that have joined the free channel, which is very cool. And if anyone's curious on how I manage risk and how I trade, this is the channel for you here. Okay, with that, one final reminder that we do a live stream every Wednesday. So join us for that at 12:30 Mountain Time. All right, let's get back into it. So look at this daily result. We had a monstrous day. I mean, S&P doesn't move very far, so anything over 1% is huge. And it is definitely getting there. This is among the highest. This will be one of the highest daily closes we've seen in a year. Last time we were here in this vicinity was, well, August. So about 9 months. It's been a pretty good move. And I don't know. It's pretty hard to argue that we're not that we're moving down. If we do, we've got some things to break first. So there's lots of time to know that. And this is what the weekly chart looks like. So we popped above our line, pulled back, found support, resisted pretty strongly against the 100-week moving average, dropped all the way back down to our baseline, and then popped up for the rest of this close. So if we close above 418.96 on the SPY, we're looking like we're going to break out. This move here will get us above all of our averages. The 200 weeks here, 50 weeks here, 100 weeks here. This will be the first time we're above all of our averages since the close in August of last year. Pretty big deal. So I know we're supposed to have a recession, and it's the most expected recession in the history of mankind. News is misdirection. When a recession is coming, we'll see it in the charts. So that's my opinion. Okay, let's get back to the daily, and let's look at what Bitcoin is doing right now. It's kind of amazing. So this move yesterday, so I went long here, 26,890 or something like that. Had one day of sunshine, and then we got just destroyed by this bearish candle. And this bearish candle brought us down to the 200-week moving average again. And when we really got down to it, we had a full reversal here. And we saw the selling climax happen right here. This was our highest volume event at the bottom of this entire thing that was not sustained. So we had a huge volume, and we popped right back up, established our selling climax, So when I'm talking about a selling climax, this is the candle I'm talking about, right there. So the climax hits, and then we have a full reversal. We're back up in the range. All of our averages are in the same spot, and now we're kind of moving. So I'm on the 5-minute chart just so you can kind of see it. But it's very, very fun to kind of look and see how these averages work out. Let's go back to what we were looking at on the 15. So on the 15-minute chart yesterday, we were talking about how we finally exited the red zone, and oftentimes you'll head right up to the 100, reject back down to the 50. In this case, we didn't get very far, and we hit the 50, and then we broke above the 100, and then found support on the 100 and the 50. Finally had a 50 and a 100 cross. Next step is to go up to the 200, which we did, and we fought that for a long time. Pretty long. In fact, we had a golden cross and we were still below it. So this was kind of a very interesting thing. And then last night we finally popped out here and we were finally above all of our averages. And at this point we were finally, all of our averages were in the right order, 50, then 100, then 200. And then once price is above it and we slope upwards, that's the green zone. So we hit the green zone pretty hard and had, I was worried about this being a buying climax because buying climaxes will be the opposite. But there's a huge difference in volume. Take a look at this. Here's my volume. Let's see. So our volume here was 2,600 in a 15-minute time span. So 2,600 Bitcoin were transacted during this selling climax. During this buying climax, we had 2014. I guess it's not that far off. So 2 in a row, pretty close. Let's see. Maybe I can get a little bit more scientific here. I'm going to go to the 1-minute chart. So our selling climax had a max of 1,098 Bitcoin. And let's see what this buying climax gave us at the last night. So the highest volume was 390. That's what I mean. So very, very low volume compared to our selling climax, which means that this didn't have a ton of teeth. There's not a ton of overboughtness happening. It was definitely a climax, and we definitely leveled out and then had to pull back for a bit. But now we got a nice exit of a red zone, which is much higher than our other. And we're back to where most of our averages are starting to level off again. So this is looking very beautiful, I have to say. It's hard to know what we'll do by end of day, though. There's a lot going on here. The checkbox that we're watching for the bulls is that we've been losing our momentum to the downside. We've had a couple of surprises to the downside, and they never materialized. This is what made me bullish. So this move here, it should have been the start of a pretty devastating move. We never got it. This was the start of a devastating move, and we got it. In this case, we dropped pretty good, and we should have had it, and it just reversed. So there was not enough bearish fear in this market, and I was kind of confused for a while. And I watched this rejection thinking, okay, we're going to get it for sure. We're going to get it. And then we had this nice long move. I was like, okay, we're stepping up to the plate here. Here comes the home run. We're going to knock it out of the park. Nothing for a couple of days. I was like, you know what? I don't think the Bears have any more ammo. Well, they had ammo for this day, but look how quickly this got bought back up. So it's hard for me to be bearish when every bear move is a nothing burger. It just tells you that the bears are exhausted. Today, we're not out of the woods. The whole thing is sloping downwards, but I'd rather slope downwards and show weakness in the bears than slope upwards and show weakness for the bulls. So this can slope downwards as long as it needs to, as long as it's weak. And then finally, when the bulls really turn it upside down, when it's obvious, then we'll see what the bulls have. But right now I'm in a position where I think the downside is limited and the upside on the bull side is unknown. I would rather put my risk on that unknown because there's a lot of room above us. there's not too much room below us, and I think we've kind of established that. And most recently, just yesterday and today, we're kind of establishing that you know, we're having a hard time selling off. I know that people are trying to sell it off. I joke about the midnight marauders, but most of our sell-offs have happened at 1:30, like at these odd hours that are not during normal business hours. All major trading sessions are closed. So we're getting these big moves in the middle of the night when nobody's paying attention. And if that is the strongest bear move we can muster, then there's really not. It's a subset. It's a very small minority that is trying to create the illusion of bearishness. But when the markets are open, we're slowly climbing, and we're doing things that are more bullish than anything. So when the whole thing turns around, guess what our midnight marauders are going to start doing? They're going to start giving us surprise bull moves, and they're going to catch everybody by surprise. So whenever you are surprised to the downside, the next move is generally a surprise to the upside. So we have a little bit of a asymmetry here, but there is probably one more for this here. So yeah, I'm just expecting that things will start to shape up. All right, so that's the 15 minute. 15 minute is, we're currently above our 20. We pulled up really high, and we pulled below our 20, rejected off the 20. Our 9 crossed below the 20, so this is usually bearish, but we've now muscled above the 20 again, and if we get back up to this level spot, we're probably going to have another push to the upside. This is on a 15-minute chart, so we could see some action before 6 o'clock. We still have 4.5 hours or so. So anyway, the 15 minutes looking okay, way more mature than what we were seeing before. The 1 hour time frame has had a beautiful exit of the red zone. Look at that. So the last exit of the red zone was on the 13th. That was 2 weeks ago. And that did pretty good. It got us up to about 27,400. And then we really ranged and struggled. Finally had sort of another exit here. This is what sold me. I got all excited to go long in here. And then popped up and then popped down, and we broke below, and this really could have fallen apart, but it just didn't. Now we're exiting the red zone again. So when do we stop going from yellow to red? It's when we finally cross above the 200. And look where we are right now. This is our 200 period, 200 hour moving average. And so when we exit the red zone, generally we go look for the 100. In this case, the 100 and the 200 were so close that we kind of popped up into both of them. We did a rejection off the 100. Normally we'd come back and find support off the 50. So you need time for this, but 1 hour time frames seem to be way more choppy. So we had an attempted fall last hour, and we bought it back up and managed to keep our support above the 100. So that means there's more strength in this move. Right now we got 15 minutes left on the 1 hour, which means we're probably, it could potentially be breaking the 200, and we'll have some other sort of move. In the next 4 hours, if we're up in this area, that's going to start looking pretty good for on the daily close. So that looks pretty cool. The 4 hour chart is threatening. We are very close to exiting the red zone on the 4 hour. The 50 is at 26,791. I think we've moved a long ways to get to the 50. Normally you'd want to go sideways, let the 50 come to you, and then you've got a good foundation. So I don't necessarily know if this will close above. Usually that's a little bit of a hard ask, but I love where our price action is. Our most recent candle body close was above this resistance, and this resistance. So we're now back into a ranging area, and you can see our 100-day, this big thick red line, that intraday we're above the 100-day moving average. So there's some interesting things happening. Well, the most interesting thing that's happening is happening on the weekly, because we are watching a falling wedge happening from the top of this, and most of these will break out to the upside. And as long as we stay inside this falling wedge, we have only a couple of weeks before things happen. And honestly, we can go sideways for 2 weeks and be out of it. So indecision candle and indecision candle with really tight open and closes, it's definitely a recipe for a turnaround, since we've had a nice long pullback. If the market's done pulling back, the next attempt should be bullish. So I'm pretty comfortable sitting in a long position, and I'm interested to see what this next move looks like. It could be strong, it could be weak, but I think the next move is bull. So that's why I'm in the position I'm at. So that's where we are. On the daily, there's not a ton to see, besides we have a potential recapture of the 100-day moving average. And if we do that, that shows a lot of strength to the 200-week, which is this blue line. And it looks like we might be attempting this range again. If we've dropped out and then we get back into the range, we now have we kind of a boost from falling out and coming back in, so our momentum is starting to move stronger to the upside. So we will be watching very closely this line here. So 27,225 is this is our mark. If in the next few days we finally get a close above this, I'm going to be very, very bearish or bullish on this chart. Things are going to be looking very good for a turnaround. So this is our new spot that we need to overcome, and it's not too far away. It's 500 bucks. We can do it if we can continue this momentum to the upside. I'm not super impatient though. I think we've got plenty of time, and the more we go sideways, the easier it'll be for people to get on board and start pushing this upwards. So that looks phenomenal. All right, let's go take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum on the daily. Look what is happening. We are moving above our range. It is amazing that this bottom line has held. That is unbelievable. We felt pretty good, and we have completely come back in, closed inside our range here. And now, for the second time in 4 candles, we are threatening to break above. And this one, even though our price is lower than this is a stronger move, because we have the 9 getting very close to crossing the 20. And between these two, we're going to have a cross of the 9 above the 20 soon. And this is going to start gaining more support, pushing it upwards. So we're getting close. It's going to be, I don't know. It's pretty cool. Ethereum looks very, very, very good. I don't know if there was anything super interesting happening on the lower time frames. Just a recent exit of the kind of the red zone. It's been so flat on the 4 hour that we're just kind of oscillating around this. The 1 hour, yeah, we haven't seen a red zone for a while. Interesting how low our price action has revolved all the way around this this exit of the red zone. So yeah, but yeah, here we are. The 1 hour. Oh, it's interesting. So this line is one that I think we were watching on the daily. Yeah, this is our line on the daily that we're watching, and look at this perfect. Oh, we overcame the line, bounced down, and found it as support, and now we're heading up. Let me show you where that line is on the daily. So that's our main line. So we came down intraday, and just showed respect to this level, and now it's climbing again. It's looking pretty good. It's looking very good. So yeah, Ethereum's looking better than ever. Let's see. If I go to weekly, we're kind of doing the same thing where we're doing sort of a falling wedge. There's an argument to be made that this is the breakout, because if this is the top of our falling wedge, like this could be our breakout candle. Looks good to me. Looks very good. It's not the prettiest thing, so I'll keep it off. But yeah, our eyes on Ethereum weekly is 1932, $100 higher than where we are. If we get up in this area, it's going to be go time, because this is a major, major level. We've done a lot of work to establish this, and all the work that we've done since, past 6 months has been to change our momentum, establish some good support, get us closer and closer to this line. This is our breakout line. This is where things can turn completely on its head. We could really, really fly. I was really hoping for a rejection off of the 100, and we still might get one now. The 100's now at 2,300, but just depends. We have this wild thing here, so at some point we'll probably come back and touch this. But yeah, it's for now, we're just interested in the next move up, and I think it's coming. That's my opinion. So with it being the 26th, it might be worth taking a look at the monthly. The monthly candle is looking pretty, I don't know, little bit of an indecision. If we pull up too much, this could potentially be reversal doji. But yeah, that'll be a little interesting. I'm not sure how that would play out though, because on the smaller time frames, I don't see us pulling back a ton. I mean, potentially, but yeah, I still see more upside than downside. It got a little off because of this wacky move here that was kind of short-lived. So I'm not so sure about that. Let me look at the monthly on Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin looks pretty good. We have a pullback. Normally, when you see something like this, you would see a pullback to the 50, but yeah, I don't necessarily think we have to. I don't know if we're going to hit 25,200. The further we go, the more difficult it is to see. I'm seeing more strength than weakness, and this candle could be any size. I mean, we kind of got ourselves a little bit of a rest with a red candle, and there's probably some momentum coming in. At least that's what I'm seeing. Cool. So that's kind of the way I'm reading this. Alts are starting to move a little bit. You can kind of see across the board how there's a lot of green on the alts. The question is, are they outperforming or underperforming? Others' dominance is still dropping. So they are underperforming on average. You have some little winners popping in here and there. But Ethereum is back on the rampage. Another solid green day where Ethereum's outperforming Bitcoin. We have the 50 and the 100 below us. When these cross, that gives us a boost. Because we're so high above our averages, we're most likely going to find a rejection point at the 200, and then we'll probably cool off for a little bit, but it depends, you know. Ethereum does like to get vertical when it goes. I mean, there are times when we just have, you know, just crazy moves. It can get quite steep for Ethereum. So just depends on if everyone gets excited about it. There's a lot of fundamental reasons why people should get excited, but nobody's really hopped on board and gotten really hot and heavy on the on Ethereum, just because we are waiting. We've been waiting for Bitcoin to stop bleeding. When Bitcoin's clearly in an uptrend, Ethereum's probably going to absolutely fly. That's kind of my prediction on that. But yeah, look at this. Bitcoin dominance still ranging. This is day 3 in the yellow zone. When we're in a solid green zone and you start going green, yellow like this, it's normally weakening. It's not strengthening. So we're probably going to see a pullback on Bitcoin dominance, and that means Ethereum and the alts are probably going to really be the winners over the next, you know, these things go in 3 to 6 month cycles. So probably the next 3 months is going to be really fun. All right. Yeah, pretty good stuff. This is going to be an interesting close. Really what I'm watching for at the end of day is, can we recapture the 100? I hope we can. if we do that, we also want to keep this top wick as small as possible. That keeps us in a good spot where we have a lot more upside. We don't have a ton of resistance to overcome. So keeping this wick as small as possible, staying above the 100, those would be really good things. And then tomorrow, man, if we could overcome this, it would be money. We'd be pretty happy to be long if we can overcome this this point right here. Okay, so Saturdays are always a little wild, so I never promise a video. So I will definitely see you guys on Monday, and if I manage to squeak something in, that'll be a little bonus. But there's plenty to watch, and we'll see where this weekly close. I don't think it's going to stray too far, but anything we get is probably going to stay within our wedge, and then next week we'll see if we can get our breakout. All right, you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting my channel. Just remember, anybody who puts in their Ethereum address for the drawing tomorrow and Sunday, we'll do both on Monday. So we'll just draw 2 names from the entire group. That way you can, if you just register on Saturday and then Sunday, I don't expect anybody to do anything because I never do anything on Sunday. So, all right, guys, we'll see you later. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. Make sure you keep those trades small. Don't force a trade. Don't get impatient. And if you want to see how all this works, please come over and check me out on the subscription channel at cryptoinfluencers.com. Again, the link is in the description.